What's up guys, welcome to the season finale of Man About Cake. I'm your host Joshua John Russell, and this week we're making a Black Forest Cateau. I'm gonna build a one-tier Black Forest cake and sculpt it into a little cat. Let's do it! Yeah. First thing we're gonna do is break down our 6-inch chocolate sponge cake. This is a new recipe. The chocolate cake that you guys know is very dense. So Black Forest cake is basically chocolate cake soaked with cherry liqueur and then filled with whipped cream and cherries. We're gonna do buttercream though, because whipped cream won't firm up as much and it'll be harder to sculpt. Ooh, Frisbees, Brandon. All right, clean up my crumbs and we'll get them filled. All right, we're gonna fill our chocolate sponge cake with Swiss Marine buttercream and some cherries, but we're gonna soak it with some cherry liqueur. Maraschino cherries? No way. These are real cherries. We do a lot of cherry stuff on this show. I enjoy cherries very much. This is how I feel when I get the middle seat on a plane and I'm trying to do emails. That is a tall cat. All right, I'm gonna get this guy in the freezer, let him firm up completely, and then we'll carve him into a cat shape. Whoa. First cut's always scary.
So what kind of shape are you going for?
Well, he's kind of like a jelly bean with ears. It's based off of a shirt that I wore a few seasons ago. I'm gonna try to carve his little ears out, but I don't want to carve too much. So I'm just lightly carving. And I have two different tools. This is aggressive, but it takes away a lot of cake. So when I get to something that's a little bit like simpler, I'll use something smaller, like the baby slayer. Sometimes I'll actually take a piping bag with buttercream and kind of draw out, and then that helps me carve. So if you guys are struggling, you can kind of draw it on there first, and then it will kind of tell you where the cake needs to come off. But little cuts, remember you can always take more away. You can't put it back. By the way, I have a surprise for you guys at the end of the show, since this is the season finale, so stick around. Don't fast forward. Oh, it's cherry brains. All right, I'm gonna noodle this a little more and get it to the shape I want, then I'll get it back in the cooler, we'll do a crumb coat and a final coat. I got dizzy for a second. Really does make me dizzy, I don't know why. I'm gonna make his little eyes and his mouth now. I'm gonna start with a little bit of black fondant, and they're gonna be really, really small. I couldn't find a size cutter that I needed, so I'm gonna use the back end of a tip. A little cornstarch. It has a tiny little bit of catch light to the side, so you have to roll out a teeny tiny little piece, cut it in half. One. All right, there's his eyes, so I'm gonna make his little mouth. Kind of looks like a little mustache. You remember the shirt? What episode did I wear that shirt in?
I don't know.
Shame on you. That wasn't trivia, I don't know either. All right, there's his little mouth. We'll leave these to dry for a little while, and then we'll glue them on the cake. Now I'm gonna work on my cherry. I'm gonna make the cherry out of red fondant. We made a cherry before on, what episode was that? The pina colada cake, remember that? And we made it out of modeling chocolate. This one I'm gonna make out of fondant because I want to airbrush a little bit on the sides. I'm just gonna start with a round shape, and we're gonna make a little butt.
That's your de-wrinkling face?
Actually, I think that gives you wrinkles in your face.
And I'll just talk like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a cherry. All right, so I'm gonna start with a little hole in the middle, and we'll push down. I'm gonna smooth it out. And we'll make a little stem for him as well. By the way, I put together a list of my favorite tools so you can load up on tools between seasons. Thank you, Craftsy, for always hooking it up. There's a link in the description box below, and there's also a coupon code where you guys can get some free shipping. Pretty cool. I like free stuff. And we'll curve it and leave it to dry. Ta-da! So to make his tail, I'm gonna do this out of modeling chocolate and a piece of copper wire, I guess you call this. So this is the part that'll go into the cake. I've protected it with tape, and then we will slide the modeling chocolate on here, and then I'll actually go back over it with buttercream so it matches the cake. All right, we're gonna feed it on here. I'm gonna twist it a little bit as I go to keep it centered. All right, that may be a little bit too long, but I'm gonna leave it and let it set up. When we put it onto the cat, I can clip it a little bit on the end. It's like a diet corn dog. Now we're gonna add his little stripes with white buttercream. I'm gonna do this with a flat tip. He's got 2 stripes. All right, I'm gonna smooth it out slightly. I'm just trying to get this as smooth as possible, and then I'll put it back in the cooler and then try to smooth it a little bit more once it's firmed up. This is gonna be a process. All right, once our tail was set up, I had to cut her down. She was really way too long. And now we're gonna ice it kind of like we did with the cat. We'll ice it first with tips, and then we'll put it in the freezer, and then we'll smooth it out. This one will have 2 stripes as well. One of the weirdest things I've ever done. All right, I'm gonna get it in the freezer and then it will smooth it all out. It's so weird. All right, I got my cat and my tail exactly like I want them. Now I'm gonna put everything together and finish with some airbrushing. I'm using a pair of pliers to insert his tail. Then I'm using chocolate buttercream to cover up the seam. Now I'm applying his eyes, then adding his mouth. I made his little hands out of modeling chocolate, and now I'm attaching them. Next, I'm attaching the cherry. Using a little bit of shine spray to make the cherry glow. Now I'm gonna finish everything with airbrush. Our Black Forest Cateau is complete, and I think he looks super delicious. Don't forget about my list of tools that I have below in the description box, and there's also a coupon code for you guys to get free shipping. Thanks, Craftsy. We're gonna take a little break, but in the meantime, you guys follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nanabelle Cake. Let's eat her. That is perfect.